So, a little bit of a fun video for you today. What I got for you today is my top 5 hip hop songs of all time. My top 5 now. The artist or group that performed them and the fragrances that I think they would have worn or would wear. So, you want to see what that is or what they are? Meet me on the other side of this intro and we're going to get right into it. See you in just a second. What's going on, everybody? You guessed it, it is your boy Trey Sense. Hold on, let me adjust my camera there just a second. There we go. Yeah, it's your boy Trey Sense. Listen, got a little bit of a video, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. Before we get into this, I need a little bit of work from you. I need you to like this video, share this video, sub to this channel, and after you sub to the channel, ding, hit the icon bell. So every time I do a video and it uploads, you'll be one of the first to know. You can come to the channel and see what I'm talking about. Also, consider this one an open tag. If you see this video, you're a reviewer, you want to do it, jump on it. Jump on it. Let's get it. Okay. Now you know from the title and from the intro what we're talking about. Trey's top 5 hip hop songs of all time. These are my 5 favorite hip hop songs, and the artists that did them, or the group that did them, and the fragrances that I think they would have worn. Now, let's get right into it. At the number 5 spot, it comes from, don't laugh, it comes from DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That song, Brand New Funk. The reason that song is because if you like hip hop and you like lyrics and you like funk and you just like real hardcore, true hip hop, it don't get more hip hop than that. And growing up where I grew up, where I'm from, is a very musical area. But that music is rhythm and blues, blues and country. Not the biggest platform for hip hop. So most of my hip hop influence came from Memphis, because those are the radio stations I could pick up on my boombox. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince was always played on a lot of local radio. But nonetheless, the song was just funky to me. I love it. I still jam it. I still think it's one of the best R&B songs of all time. If you're not familiar with it, YouTube it. Brand New Funk. That song just hits. And I have heard, I don't know if it's true, I don't know about Jazzy Jeff, but I've heard that when this fragrance first came out, Vera Wang for Men, this was Will Smith's signature scent, that this was what he wore. So I went with it. And you have to remember, when when this fragrance first came out, I think the dresses were going crazy. Everybody was paying top dollar for anything that had Vera Wang on it. So I can turn the bottle around, so I can see this being a scent that a celebrity would wear. It does smell good to me. It just has a very nice vibe to it. To me, it reminds me of Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDT. I've heard, I had a sub in the comments say that it didn't smell anything like the one. It does to me. That's what my nose picks up on it. Certain sweetness, certain spices. And I've heard other people say it does remind them, so it is what it is. Everybody picks up on something different. He said Tom Ford. To me, it reminds me of Dolce & Gabbana, the one. But nonetheless, at the number 5 spot, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince with Brand New Funk, rocking Vera Wang. Now this next one, it's a Southern group. And I'm going to just say it like this. At night I can't sleep. I toss and turn. Candlesticks in the dark. Visions of bodies being burned. 4 walls. Just staring at a brother. The Ghetto Boys. My mind's playing tricks on me. And the fragrance that I think Bushwick Bill, rest in peace, Uncle Willie, a.k.a. Willie D, and Brad Scarface would have worn, Black to Black by Mancera. Why? Because it's a masculine fragrance. It's smooth, and you know, I love Scarface. I think Scarface is a great rapper. I just do. One of my favorite Scarface songs of all time is Man Cry. And then the song he did with Tupac, Smile. I love it. Love it. And in that song, Face has a line where he says something, something, something. And after all my mama's years, a blessing, a child, all my mama got to do now is collect it and smile, smile. So I'm a huge Ghetto Boy fan. And again, those boys are from Texas, and you know, Texas to me, other than Mississippi, is like my second state. I've spent a lot of time in the state of Texas. Got family out there. Always went back and forth as a child. Went back and forth as an adult. Lived out there for a brief little minute. Love the state. So big ups to the Ghetto Boys, because I grew up listening to Ghetto Boys. I mean, I can remember being in like the 9th grade, playing varsity football, listening to that song on my Walkman in my headphones, getting ready for games, just listening to the Ghetto Boys. You know, they were Southern, so I loved them. But Mancera's Black to Black is one that I think that the Ghetto Boys would have won. I just think it represents them. I'm not going to spray it because it's a little expensive. Not overly expensive. Mancera's not bad, but honey, whiskey, Udi is what you got with this fragrance. And it just reminds me of their personalities, because I can't see, if you know anything about hip hop, you know anything about the Ghetto Boys, and if you've ever watched a Scarface interview or a Willie D interview, then you know those are not the type of guys that's going to be wearing really sweet gourmandy type of scents. It's going to have to hit hard for those boys. So Mancera's Back to Black. At the number, I'm missing one. Let me get this in here real quick. My scent of the day is from the house of Cartier, and it is Portia de Cartier Noir Edition Sport. And goes perfect on a day like today because the sun is shining. It is a beautiful day here in Alabama. Great day to be alive. About 55 to 60 degrees, blue skies, sun rays. What more could you ask for in the middle of the winter? You know what I'm saying? What more could you ask for? So my scent of the day is Portia de Cartier Noir Sport. And I am missing a fragrance. There it is. Okay. At the number 3 spot, one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. And again, I'm 46, so I come along at that era throughout the 80s into the 90s. So I watched hip hop evolve from really aggressive hardcore beats to more melodic music, because people, you know, our generation grew up, like my mom could always tell when she was cleaning house when I got out the school bus, because she had Luther Vandross playing. For a lot of people's moms, it was Al Green. You know, it was just different music, or the SOS band, or the Gap band. So the music was very melodic, and that showed up in a lot of hip hop. But this particular song, mid 80s, gritty, grimy, it's still one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. And the artist is, surprise, LL Cool J. And the fragrance that represents LL is Sauvage. Which one did I go with on this? The Parfum. And the song is I'm Bad. That is, to me, still one of the hardest hip hop songs ever. I'll put my headphones on, my earbuds on, and just blast that joint, man, and just zone out. You know, I love it. Love that song, man. It's just, you know, he said, forget Oreos, eat Cool J cookies. I'm bad. I love that song. So, you know, back when I was, you know, going through that little, I don't know, phase with my channel, and I was like, it's your boy LL Cool Trey. Well, that's why, because I'm Bad is one of my favorite songs. I love I'm Bad. And then I Feel Good About Candy was a hot little track too. That was always funny in my family because my little sister, rest in peace, her name was Candy. Her name was Sonia. Her middle name was Candia, so we just shortened it and called it Candy. I don't know why we gave her first name, because we always called it Candy. But, so when that I Feel Good About Candy, see, I'm an old head. Some of y'all don't even remember these songs, but for those of you who do, that's when music was music, and it was fun. Hip hop was fun. You know, rappers rapped. And, you know, like, I ain't dissing the new generation, because, you know, they make some good stuff. Some of it, you know, like Chris Brown, one of my favorite R&B artists. I think he is very underrated. I really do. I love Chris Brown. Absolutely love the dude. He makes some good music. Indigo is one of my favorite joints. Switch Up the Tempo, definitely one of my favorite. I mean, Chris Brown makes some bangers. But anyway, so I'm just saying that to say I'm not knocking the new generation, but I still like my old school music. And I'm bad. LL Cool J rocking this Savage. I can see LL rocking this fragrance. Because, you know, LL is one of those guys, he's old dude, I'm 46. So L probably close to 60. He may have already turned 60. He close to 60. So I can definitely see LL rocking a fragrance like this because he's one of those old guys that likes to stay in shape and probably still thinks he's young. So I could definitely see him wearing something like this. This is probably too inexpensive for him, but nonetheless, in my collection, this is what LL Cool J gonna be wearing. Whew. And this is where it gets tough, because that's the number 3 spot. So we got 2 spots left at the number 2 spot, and it's hard for me to leave off the dude that people say I look alike. Sometimes they say, some people say I look like Tone Loc. I don't get that one at all. Funky Cold Medina, but I have to leave Tone Loc off of that because that's not one of my favorite hip hop songs. But it's hard for me to leave off that boy Chad, Long Live Pimp C, and UGK. When they came out with, when they first came out, and they Tell Me Something Good. Love Pimpin' Bun, man. And I liked, again, Texas group, but they talked like us. You know what I'm saying? They had that slang when everything had been so East Coast dominated and so West Coast dominated. To hear somebody talk with a Southern dialect and a Southern slang, it hit hard to us boys here in Alabama. So this next group, to me, was a movement. And in my opinion, probably the great, I have to leave 8 Ball MJG off this list too, so. But anyway, I digress from that. And 8 Ball is one of my favorite rappers as well, so. But I'm getting to it. I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry. The number 2 spot. The number 2 spot goes to me, the most influential and best hip hop group of all time. And that is Outkast, Outkast. Let me get this off my phone. Some notifications I think are gonna disappear, some I think they don't. So the group is Outkast. The song, either the original or the remix, is The Art of Storytelling. And they did a remix with that boy Slick Rick in it. And it's like that now. You gotta go get to hump off your bag now. We're just in the form of story raps now. It's like that now. The fragrance that I think best fits Outkast is a flanker, and it's from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. And it's a new one from them, and it's Luminous Nights. Why this one? Because, you know, Big Boy was smooth and polished. 3000 was so left field and so ahead of his time with his lyrics and just the way he was. And so was this fragrance. Smoky, resonant, ashy, a little bit dark, but at the same time, smooth. It goes left and then comes back. So it doesn't go so far left that it's unwearable and one of those that you just have to appreciate for the scent, like Musk Ravageur, which is a fragrance that you appreciate for the scent, but it's not one that I'm not gonna want to spray on and wear. But it's one of those bottles you'll pick up and go, okay, that's not this. This is one of those you'll pick up and go, spray it on and wear it. Again, from the house of Dolce & Gabbana, it is the one, Luminous Nights. And this is a full bottle worthy scent. I like this, and we'll be adding it to my collection. It's a guy in his 40s. I like it. Late 40s now. I'm past the middle. I'm in the late 40s. I know I don't look it, and I know I certainly don't act it. But you know what? You only live once, right? So you gotta have some fun before you leave, and before you know it, they're gonna have me up there like this. Y'all gonna be crying, oh, we miss Trey. Give me my flowers now. Don't wait, bro. Give me my flowers. But anyway, Outkast, the art of storytelling, either the OG or the remix with Slick Rick, it doesn't matter, either one of them. My number 2 best hip hop song of all time in the group Outkast, and Dolce & Gabbana, The One Luminous Nights. At the number 1 spot, it's always a debate. Everybody say, who the best, who the best? Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas? To me, it's not a question. It's not even close. Biggie's career was too short, and Biggie wasn't impactful. You know, Biggie made music for so-called players and dope boys. I mean, if you want to listen to shooting and dope, go listen to Biggie. That's all he ever talked about. Nothing influential, nothing to make you think, nothing that you still hear, you know, today. He wasn't a movement. Nas was great. Jay-Z, I think he shined more because cats like Big L, cats like Tupac, cats like Biggie, you know, all passed. So it just created a lane for Jay-Z. Now, he took the ball and ran. He did what he's supposed to do. He took the ball and ran. But to me, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, is Tupac Shakur. And with songs like Brenda's Got a Baby, Dear Mama, one of my favorites of all time for the young Trey is I Get Around. That was my song back in the day. My Block is probably this close to being my favorite Tupac song of all time. And then how can you forget California Love, I Ain't Mad at You, 2 of America's Most Wanted. But the greatest, in my opinion, Tupac song of all time is Shed So Many Tears. It's just, that song is just so powerful. It's just so powerful. And the fragrance in my collection that I think Tupac would have worn, because you know Pac was all about his Versace. It was all about that Versace. So the fragrance in my collection that I think Tupac would have reached for, they wanted to spray on, Versace's Dreamer. You gotta think, Pac died a long time ago. He died in the 90s, so a lot of this stuff wasn't even out yet. So I really feel like Versace Dreamer would have been one. And I'm gonna put one in the air for all the greats. Love it. This is one I think Pac would have sprayed on with his Versace shirts, man. Anyway, it's fun to do. It's all fictional. I mean, what Denzel say in Training Day? This is 90% entertainment. No, what he says, 10% entertainment and 90% BS. Well, that's kind of what you got here. This video, it is what it is. It's entertainment. This is to entertain you. Nothing about it is factual except for these. This is my opinion about the best hip hop songs of all time. Now, that's it, guys. That's what I got for you today, man. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Just a little break from the grind, you know what I'm saying? A little something, a little fun to do, you feel me? You understand where I'm coming from? You got me. As that Dreamer is filled the air. And you know, a lot of y'all know I love music. A little fun fact about your boy though, that you probably didn't know. I grew up always dibbling and dabbling in music, like singing in church choirs, to even writing some songs, to even having a few songs played on the radio. Well, I say a few, one. My boy DJ Vale and I put together a little track. It was a nice little track called Bamified. We got several spins on the local radio station out of Huntsville. Gave us a couple of spins. So music is just near and dear to my heart. So, and to quote one of the lines from Bamified, it's a line in there. Well, I can't remember if I said it or Vale said it, but it was, we ain't country, we Bamified, and wouldn't have it no other way. We Bamified. Because, you know, people would be like, oh, you a country Bama. So we took it and twisted it and made, we ain't Bama, baby, we just Bamified. So I'm a Southern boy through and through. Just a little fun fact about your boy. I was at work when it played for the first time, and Vale just happened to be at my little store I was managing. So it was like, you know, it was a cool moment. We just kicked back and looked at each other like, that's us, that they playing on the airways. So music has always been near and dear to my heart. In fact, it was probably either music, football, and then fragrance is my first love. So Long before I discovered girls, it was music, football, cars wrapped around in there somewhere, and then fragrances. But anyway, I digress. Just a little fun fact for y'all. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here, edit, upload, get this thing ready so you guys can see it. Again, I hope you've enjoyed this content. Let me know what some of your favorite hip hop songs of all time are. And then let me know what your favorite hip hop group or rapper of all time is. And what fragrance you think they would wear from your collection. Again, this is privy to your collection, just like it is mine. Anyway, I'm gonna jump off here, upload this video, thumbnail it, get it ready to go up. And as usual, thank you all for returning to the scene of the crime. As always, please be active in the comment section. That is what it is for. You know I love you all. God bless you all. And until next time, peace.